Hi, Virgo. My name is Darlene Dotson, and this is your destiny of truth for January of 2021. We start the first off with Mercury in Capricorn in your fifth house, sextiling Neptune in Pisces in your seventh house. And Virgo, you're going to have to use this energy to use it, okay? Because sextiles, they're there, but you have to work in order to use the energy. And you're very creative within partnerships. And you need to enjoy them more. You need to talk to them about your pleasures, or you could talk to your children to expand the creativity and the joy within that partnership. Then on the 4th, we have Mercury in Capricorn, okay, again in your fifth house, conjuncting Pluto in Capricorn in your fifth house. And I see a big change happening with you talking with your children, or talking to those, or even thinking about them, in a creative way. You are definitely transforming those relationships in your life, whether it be your dating life, your creative life, or your children. But you're taking it into your own hands to transform everything. Then on the 6th, we have Mars entering Taurus. Woohoo! It's finally out of Aries and it's moving into your ninth house. And this is where you're, over the next month, you're going to be looking at your philosophies and the actions that you take with your philosophies. It could be broadcasting, it could be journalism, internet issues, taking a journey long distance. It could be, let's see, I'm trying to think of all legal endeavors, okay? You're taking action in these matters. Now, on the 8th, okay, we have Mercury entering Aquarius in your sixth house. And you are thinking about your health, and you're also thinking about your work life and what you want to do and where you want to go from here. Okay, and then also on the 8th, we have Venus entering Capricorn in your fifth house. And you have got to learn how to enjoy yourself more, Virgo. You've got to learn how to be, just enjoy your children for where they're at in their journey. Enjoy those that you're dating, but you've got to learn how to stop being so serious about everything and just enjoy the moment. Now, also, we have the sun in Capricorn in your fifth house, sextiling Neptune, okay, in the seventh house. And again, you need to put energy into being creative within your partnerships, so you can learn how to enjoy your children or your partnerships that you're in, or it could even be, philosophies. Well, your creative projects, not really philosophies, but how to enjoy doing creative endeavors. Um, Now, also, we have the 8th, Mercury in Aquarius in the sixth house, squaring Mars and Taurus in your ninth house. And you're having to look at the actions that you're taking with your philosophies, with your legal endeavors, with your say philosophies, legal endeavors, broadcasting things, and how that's getting in the way of your work life or your health. Now, on the 9th, we have got Venus and Capricorn in your 5th house, trining Mars in Taurus in your 9th house. And your philosophies are broadcasting, the journey that you're taking, wherever you're at, you're going to be very creative here. Okay, you just with your, or it could be with your children, that the actions you're taking with your philosophies with your children, or your religious with your children, just natural. It comes to you naturally, and you love the actions that are happening because of it. Then we have got Mercury in Aquarius in your 6th house, conjunct Saturn in your 6th house. And you just feel like your voice is being restricted about what you want to do with your health or in your career. You feel like you're being restricted in some way. And while you may be being restricted, just think about it in the direction that you want to go. Then on the 11th, we have again Mercury and Aquarius in your 6th house. That has to do with, your voice and your thoughts about your health, your thoughts about how your job is going and how that's expanding for you in your life. Is your job life expanding? Is your health issues expanding? And what you're doing about it. Now, on the 12th, okay, we have Mercury in your 6th house in Aquarius, squaring Uranus and Taurus in your 9th house. And you're making changes in your philosophies. Okay, you're making changes with how you broadcast things, how you put things out there into the world. You are making changes there. And the people that you work for, or health wise, the things that you're thinking in your health, the changes you're making don't agree with the way your health is. Okay, they don't agree with your work, what you're doing in your work life. You need to be more in line with your philosophies. Now, on the 13th, we have Mars in Taurus in your 9th house, squaring Saturn, in the 6th house. And you're being restricted in health or in your work life, okay, by the actions you're taking with a journey, okay, with your broadcasting, with the actions that you're taking in one of these 9th house areas. I mean, pretty much you're causing your own restrictions to happen. Then we have Venus, okay, in the 5th house in Capricorn, trining Uranus in Taurus in the 9th house. And while the people you date or your creative life is fulfilling you, or your children are happy with the changes that you're making in your philosophies, that, is easy peasy. They're all okay with it. It's your work life and your health that's giving you the issues this month. Then on the 14th, we have Uranus going direct in your ninth house. And while you've been very steady and, with those changes, that you're making in your philosophies, you are okay with it. Now it's time for more change. You've gotten used to the changes you've already made. Now you're being asked to make more changes in your philosophies, broadcasting, how you put yourself out there into the world. You're going to be making more changes. Now, on the 14th, we have got the Sun in Capricorn in the fifth house, conjuncting Pluto in Capricorn in the fifth house. And you're making some pretty big transformations in your dating life, with your children, or in your creative life. You're just, it's a change that's got to happen. Then on the 17th, we have got Jupiter in Aquarius in your sixth house, squaring Uranus in Taurus in your ninth house. And the changes you want to make, the changes that are being asked of you to be made in your philosophies, your journeys in journalism, the way you broadcast yourself, or just in general, the way you put yourself out there, the media, however, okay, is squaring off with the expansion that you want to make in your health or your work life. That area is expanding for yourself, but it's squaring off with the changes, that you do want to make. And on the 19th, we have the Sun in Aquarius entering your sixth house. And your focus is going to be on your health and on, your job. You're getting things done, your day to day affair, or could be a small pet too. This is where you're going to be focusing your energy. And on the 20th, you've got Mars in the ninth house conjunct Uranus. And boy, is a change coming to how you broadcast yourself, to your philosophies. Something's going to happen on this day to change that philosophy for you. Then on the 22nd, we have Mars again in the ninth house, and that's squaring off with Jupiter in Aquarius in your sixth house. Now, there's a health issue that's expanding itself, or there is a work issue that is expanding in your life, but it's squaring off with the actions that you are taking in your philosophies. There's a challenge there between your philosophies and your work life that you're going to have to deal with, or it could be in your health and your philosophies of life that you're going to have to deal with. Then on the 23rd, we have got Venus in Saturn in the fifth house, sextiles Neptune in Pisces in the seventh house. And Neptune in Pisces in the seventh house. You're creative, okay, in your partnerships, and that's a good thing. Or you're using your intuition with your partnerships to move you forward with your children, your creative endeavor, or your dating life. I mean, that's the area is pretty good, okay, for you. Partnerships and children, dating life, creativity, yes, you're going to have to use the energy a little, but everything's fine there. The transformation for you needs to happen within your work life or your health. And you are definitely going to feel like you're being held back in your health or with your work life on the 23rd when the sun conjuncts Saturn. Okay, you are definitely feeling held back there. Then on the 26th, you have got the sun in your sixth house in Aquarius, squaring Uranus in Taurus in your ninth house. And your philosophies again in life need that there needs to be a change there because it is holding you back in your work life. You know, or your health. Okay, yes. Virgo, we know that when you work, you are a hard worker. We also know that rule the health sector. This is where your sun is, okay, right now, in the sixth house for you, and that is the Virgo house. So there's quite a bit of focus here for you this month. You're going to have to look at the sun being in the sixth house. And you're going to have to look at Uranus being in the ninth house and how your changes in your philosophy are changing the values that you used to work with, or changing the values that you use to take care of your health. Then on the 28th, we have the sun in Aquarius in the sixth house, conjunct Jupiter in Aquarius in your sixth house. And health issues are going to expand, or work issues are going to expand for you. If you're doing it in a positive way, you're going to have a breakthrough on this day. If you're using it in, like, say, health, you're doing it by using drugs, then this issue is going to expand for you in a negative way. Okay? But if you're doing it in a way that you're taking care of yourself, you're going to see a breakthrough on this day. And in your work life, you're going to see a breakthrough on this day if you're using it to have that breakthrough. But if you're doing nothing about it, then you're not going to see that breakthrough. It's just going to expand issues in a negative way. Now, on the 30th, we have Mercury going retrograde at 26 degree in your sixth house. And here you're going to have to look at your health, okay? You're going to have to look at your work life, your day-to-day life, that you know, where you go every day for work, how you deal with it. And you're also having to look at your health and how you deal with that, okay? It's no longer working for you. Changes have to happen in this area. It's being called into focus, and you're just going to have to deal with it. And why Mercury's retrograde, you're going to have to look at how you want to change things. You're going to have to look at how you want to make things better, but can't take action right now. because over the past 2 weeks, leading up to the 30th, you have seen how things have been holding you back, okay? Where you're being called to an issue that has to be dealt with. So just use it and deal with it, okay? But don't take the action, make a plan, because your thoughts are going to be real foggy about it. And you're not really going to know what direction to take until after Mercury starts moving forward. So just make a thinking plan here. Okay, and I'm using the goddess cards for you for the month of January of 2021. So let's look at this. Okay, Virgo, I drew Mama Kucha for you. Okay, and she is water. Okay, she wants you to realize there's an ebb and flow to life. Okay, she wants you to realize when things are good, they're really good. But sometimes things change and you have to adapt to that change. It's like the ebb and flow. You're going to have to make some changes and you know, to change your life for the better. If you think about the ocean, okay, well, let's take a really big lake. Okay, you got waves that come into shore. Okay, on a good day it can be calm and smooth, and that's why I didn't want to use the ocean. The ocean is never just smooth, there's always waves somewhere. um So we're going to use the lake. And the lake, you know, when it's calm, everything is like a piece of glass. It's just as smooth as can be. And that's the way you like life to be. But when things start getting a little patchy, the waves start coming in to the shore, okay? Well, those waves are coming because that's where the change needs to happen for you, okay? And that change has to happen for you in your work life or in your health life. There has to be a change in that ebb and flow for you. And that's a good thing because we all need changes to happen in our life. There's cycles to our life. You know, when we're young, we're youthful, we're full of adventure, we're going out there to see, we're exploring life to see what it has to offer. Then we come to that second period of life where we build our family, we build our stability, at least the way we think we should have it. Okay. Then we come to that third stage of life. Our children have grown, things are changing for us. We're going into our elder years, and each stage of life, things change for us. Okay. And that's where the water comes in. Things have to change. Yes, we love it when things run smooth, but doesn't always run smooth. And if we've done the work that we need to do, each cycle gets a little easier. Like the stupid mistakes that we made in our youth, if we worked all of that out, then it's a little easier when we get to, the age of when we're building our family. But if we leave that, leave that part behind because our family has now grown and moved away from the nest and moved on into their life, then things get even easier at that point because we've raised our family. We have moved on in a different part of our lives. Our focus isn't on our family now, it's on what we want to do and where we want to go with our remaining years. Yes, our family is there, but they're living their lives, and now we have to live our lives. Yes, they'll always be there, and we have to guide them, but we also have to find the path that we want to take. Because, as I told Leo, Virgo, we're never too old to create a new life. We're never too old to have different hopes, different wishes. And for you right now, you're being asked to create a new life for yourself, health wise. And health is our mind, body, and spirit. Okay? You're creating a new life in that way. You're also creating a new life with your job. You know, are you retiring, or do you want to see where else you can go in this last part of life for you, and see where life takes you? I know I have 4 years until I retire, okay? And I get what Uncle Sam, okay, calls Social Security. So, once I get my Social Security, I still want to be vital in my community and where I live. So, what path am I going to take to create that dream? Well, for you, you need to look at your health and what changes you can make so you can live a healthy life, and move forward into that life. And you also need to look at your work life and the changes you need to make in order to live that healthy, um, vital life that you want to live. So, Virgo, that is your January 2021 forecast. And I hope that January is a great year for you. And yes, you're being asked to change. And I know changes get hard, especially the older we get. But we're being asked to change, um, for our own good, for our own longevity, for our own health, for our own day to day affair. What do you want to change in order for your life to be better, to be more prosperous, to bring you to where you want to be in life? Well, Virgo, I love you, and I'll see you next month. Have a great month. Bye.